Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back. Today I will be continuing to paint my Contemptor Dreadnought. Yesterday I did the green armor and a lot of the base coats, and then I ended with saying that I was going to work on this chest to see if I could do a cool effect on the wings. And so this is what I did after stream here, and I like how it turned out. So I'm going to be painting the other half on stream today. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm going to be painting more than that, but that's about it for the introduction. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll just be sitting here painting. I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the other half of the wings. I just have to get some paints out onto my palette real quick. I'm gonna start out with some black. I'm just gonna be outlining the underside of some of these feathers. Just to make sure that we have some nice contrast. I'm actually going to take off his arm here just to make sure. I can already tell it's going to get in the way. Okay, and now I'm gonna slowly build up colors with like getting slightly lighter every time, and I'm gonna focus the highlights in the middle of the feathers. And on the edges towards the tip. And every layer that I'm doing, I'm just gonna get a little bit brighter. Until eventually it's just gonna be white. can start to see the effect take shape. It's just a lot darker than the other side. So I am gonna get some, I'm gonna start mixing in some white here. To get these brighter colors. And at this point, I'm still doing a lot, like even though I'm getting pretty close to white, I'm still covering most of the highlight area because I want this to kind of read as a as like a really, really light non-metallic metal, like almost white. So I'm making sure to keep the overall surface area that I'm painting high. So that the color kind of reads as white. Now I think this is the final highlight color here. And there you go. That's the chest plate done. And I think that this looks particularly good as the kind of centerpiece to the model. So now I'm just gonna... That was so fast? Yeah, well, it helped that I did the left side last night, and so all the trial and error and figuring out what to do happened yesterday off screen. So you didn't have to see me like struggle and mess around. So now I just got to make sure that the rest of the model lives up to the standard that I set for the chest. And I think to start, I'm gonna apply a wash to all the metallics, just to make sure that I get all of the rivets and details shaded properly. This will set kind of the starting point for the effect that I'm planning to do on the metallics. And then, and in general, it'll make sure that all of the details are distinct. this also just in general darkens everything down. So it gives me a little bit more room to work with in terms of highlight colors, because I can now reuse the base coat color that I used as my first highlight. Now I will have to let that dry for a little bit. In the meantime, I think I'll work on the exhaust pipes, since I did not put the wash over those on purpose, because I will be doing a different effect, specifically the heat stain effect that I like to do, which includes a gradient between like a yellowish brown, purple, and blue. So we start off with the yellowish brown. And you just kind of slap it around here. This effect is pretty simple to do. You just need the 3 colors. And you just like kind of slap the paint on, making sure it doesn't pool too much. And then you move on to the next color. And you don't even have to wait for the paint to dry. You just come right in and apply the next color, partially touching the last color that we did. And the 2 wet paints will kind of mix and blend themselves, so that we kind of get some good like wet blending action going on. Finally, we come in with the blue at the very top. Again, kind of mixing it a little bit with the purple. And I'll likely have to do these steps again, just to get a nice solid finish. And you can kind of do this this process as many times as you want, to get the desired like color strength, so to speak. I probably won't do the blue again, because the blue is plenty strong. However, the purple and the yellowish brown probably need a little bit more love. Thank you for following Night Lord Supreme of Cheese. What an incredible name. How's it going? Now that the paint's dry, so while you don't have to wait for it to dry, like while you're doing the process, if you're going to repeat the process, you do have to wait for the paint to dry fully, so that you don't accidentally tear the paint. So keep that in mind. while you're blending the three colors, you don't have to wait for things to dry, but if you're gonna repeat the colors to kind of get a stronger effect, then yeah, you have to wait. You have to wait for things to dry, just to make sure you don't accidentally tear up the paint. And there you go. On second thought, I said I wasn't gonna do any more blue. However, I think the blue could use a little bit of help in some areas, so I'm gonna dilute the blue a little bit and come back in. After this dries fully, I can come in with a silver color and highlight some of the details. That'll also kind of knock back the color a little bit. It'll make the effect a little bit more subtle. So keep that in mind. You might want to make the colors a little bit stronger than you want, so that when you go back in with highlights, you still have the effect that you want. Alright. Additionally, at this time, I will take a second to shade the candles. Give them a little bit of love. And after, with this shade, I can kind of leave the candles how they are. They're kind of while they are cool, they are a more minor detail on the model, so I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on them. Although maybe I'll do a kind of a glowing effect from inside some of the candles. Like there's a wick that's burning inside. But we'll see. I'm still seeing that my Nuln Oil wash has still a little bit wet, so I'm not gonna go in and touch that quite yet. I did the heat stain effect too fast. I was supposed to give the wash enough time to dry. All good though. I did a pretty light glaze on the heat stain effect, so I can come back in and actually do the highlights right now. It's just a small edge highlight here. Coming back in with our metallic color. You'll notice like I'm only highlighting the bottom edge of the circles. I'm gonna start highlighting up the gun, or the case of the gun at least. We lost a little bit, or we knocked back the color a little bit with the wash. I'm gonna come back in and like re-highlight the same base color. This will kick off the highlighting process and give us the nice smooth blends that we're looking for. And making sure that we avoid the deeper crevices. We want those to remain black. I can come in with a brighter scarlet color. Now for my next highlight, we're going to continue along that kind of scarlet color range, but I'm going to concentrate this color on the on like this top bend. I'm actually going to remove the gun here. It'll be much easier to paint. And then also on the edges of the case. Hey King Wolf, how's it going? Welcome back. So you went to the game store today? Oh, not today, you're going tomorrow? Got it. My bad. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm just continuing to chip away at this dreadnought. If it wasn't raining, you would have stopped by. Darn. The weather foiling your plans. Oh man, that's no fun. Being wet and cold all day. Oof. I'm thinking I'm gonna use this. I guess it's almost an orange color. Do a little bit more edge highlighting here on the red, just to give it a little more pizzazz. Also gotta highlight all the rivets as carefully as humanly possible. The details in this is really insane. Thank you. Yeah, at the beginning of the stream, I think for like the first half hour, I went ahead and did the second half of the chest. Yesterday I was talking about how I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do the chest. So I did this, the left half of the chest last night. Did a little research, fiddled with it for like an hour or so, and then I did this half. So yeah, if you want to go back, you should be able to see how I did this on stream. How did you do the same, or how did you do the shading? Same color but lighter? Yeah, generally. If you are, I'll take the red for example. So Games Workshop is kind of nice with their how they classify their paints. So this is a base paint. Generally, this is the color that you start with for red, but you could also start with this. It's a bit of a lighter red color. I tend to use both. I tend to use this as my base coat and then this as my first highlight. And then yeah, you can see the colors are kind of just in order here. And yeah, you generally paint all over with the base coat and then, you know, slowly go less and less surface area with the brighter colors. It's the same idea for, you know, the wings on the chest, except on the chest I did kind of a fun pattern to make it a little bit more interesting than the gun. And I'm messing up painting the rivets. I'm just gonna leave them, honestly. It's not worth it. And this is Gnome Oil. It's a shade paint. Probably the most versatile shade paint. If you're looking to just buy one shade, Gnome Oil is a good bet because it's just, you know, like black, and so you can use this to, and it's kind of liquidy enough that it flows around details, and kind of gives you, and will kind of outline your details for you. I can like drop it on these rivets and it'll kind of flow around the base of the rivet and kind of separate it, make it look distinct. It kind of picks out details for you. Shades are generally good because you want to have like clear and distinct transitions between your colors a lot of the time, and shades will do that for you. All right, now that I've gone and done the case, I can kind of do the plasma glow effect. And so I'm gonna, let's see, where did I put my ink? Oh, here it is. So this is a white ink. You can kind of pick this up at most hobby stores. Doesn't even have to be a Games Workshop. It's not a miniature specific paint, it's just like an acrylic ink. And what's cool about inks is that they are transparent, and again, they flow really well. So we're just gonna take this and drop it in here, and you'll see it kind of collects in the recesses. this is just to make it look like this is glowing from the inside. Hence why we're using white and having it flow into the recesses here. But specifically, I want it to look like it's glowing from the bottom. So I'll come in again and make the bottom brighter, but I'm also gonna pick out these exhaust vents and making sure that these look like they're glowing here. About how long does it take paint to dry in between different coats? Depends on the paint. Some of these paints that are more liquidy, it definitely takes them longer to dry, but it doesn't take that long. As long as you're doing like nice thin coats, you generally don't have a waiting time. Like basically by the time you're done using that color, it'll be pretty much dry. But when you're using something like a wash, again, that's a little bit more liquidy, you will have some waiting time. I think at most I wait like 5 to 10 minutes. But usually I don't have to wait at all. It dries within like 10 to 20 seconds. I'm also gonna drop some. This model also has like a plasma gun in his palm. Because one plasma cannon, not enough. Gotta have at least 2. And I actually forgot to turn on my airbrush. I'm gonna be using the airbrush here a little bit. Yeah, you were watching videos about it and they always say wait till your coat dries, but then they don't say how long that is. Yeah, and a lot of times it's I'll say obvious when paint is dry. So like you can kind of see it here on my palette. You can see like how shiny this paint looks compared to this one that's dry. So generally it's fairly easy to tell when paint is wet or not. Hey Ilo, how's it going? You're streaming late? Yeah. my weekday streams. Yeah, I gotta work my day job. Lame. So my streams are late. I know it's like 2 a.m. though for you, so you're up super late today. 3 a.m. Oh man, even later. Alright, now I'm gonna come in with the... Let me make sure that my airbrush is gonna... is not jammed or gunked up. And I'm gonna come in with the same white ink and just push it through the airbrush. The goal here is to get like a nice soft glow effect. Let's see if I can. See if I can do it. It's a little spotty, so I'm gonna dilute the paint a little bit more. See if I can get a smoother effect here. You had to read through a whole new D&D book, which definitely did not get early. Oh no. Of course you didn't get it early. That's funny. That's why you're still awake. I mean, hey, it's a perfectly valid reason. Is that the new like D&D 2024 rulebook? Cool. Yeah, that was exciting. They've been working on that for a while. Also, yay, sleep cycle completely broken. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you might as well stay all the way. You guys might as well stay up all night, right? Oh, nah, you got a long day tomorrow? Oof. 8-hour D&D session? Oh, man. You better get to sleep. Eight hours. That's a long session. Usually, when I play D&D, it's like we do like 3 to 4 hour sessions. Whew, 8 hours is tough. Oh, sheesh. Or we just goof around, I don't know. Either or. Can't be both. That's funny. Alright, now that we got the goof off and super important story doesn't fit in the same sentence. Yeah. That's usually how D&D goes, though. So yeah, now that I got all this white down, I can come in with the blue. And just lightly tint the color so that we get that cool plasma glow effect. You need an airbrush so badly? Yeah. Airbrushes are pretty nice. You can get some really, really cool effects out of them that like come together like really quickly. And for like not a whole lot of effort. You have so many gigantic minis, you're not painting all that by hand. That is another great use for the airbrush. It makes painting large minis quite efficient. I'll have to clean out my airbrush later. You might want to paint tomorrow? Oh no. Adding more to the long day. Strip 2 minis. Yeah, I don't often strip my minis. Usually I sell them and buy new ones. eBay is my friend. But that's mostly because I haven't found a good way to strip minis. So. Hard when they belong to a board game. This is true. I'm mostly painting Warhammer minis. Not so much board game minis. Yes, I have heard of green stuff. I have not heard of their paint stripper though. That is... I did not know that they have a paint stripper. I'll have to check that out. You're getting pretty tired? Sounds good. Thank you, I appreciate it. And get a good night's sleep. I'll see you later, Ilo. Thanks for stopping by. What time are you streaming tomorrow again? Tomorrow I am streaming between noon and 2 Central Standard Time. I believe if you look at my schedule on Twitch, it should convert that to your time zone. Which may be more helpful to you. Depending on where you live. Cool. I'm glad you could find it. Because if I'm honest, I don't know where it is, so. Alright, and that is I think where I'm gonna leave it today for that plasma effect. The lighting effect looks really good. Yeah, I've done this a couple of times with a couple of different methods, and I think I finally landed on like a consistent method to get this kind of glowing effect. Can't wait for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for you. It's quite a fun hobby, so. Cool. Next, I think I'm gonna try and do these lenses on the front, while I'm kind of working with the gun. I said that and then immediately decided to do a little bit extra. On the barrel specifically. When you were talking to the cashier the other day, you mentioned that the Warhammer esports team, that's kind of cool. What game do they play? They're ranked pretty high nationally. Yeah, that sounds like a great place to learn some stuff. Oh, got it. for the finishing touch for those lenses, I'm gonna whip out the gloss varnish. All this is a clear coat that when it dries will leave a glossy finish instead of a matte finish, which kind of you know, sells the effect that these are lenses. Alright, I think I'm pretty much done with the gun at this point. Got the case painted, got the plasma glow painted, got the lenses painted, these weird cord things painted. I think that's about it. Cool. Now the things I have left to paint are I'm gonna do some freehand checkers on some of the armor panels to kind of give it some extra Dark Angels flair. The Horus Heresy Dark Angels tended to have a lot of checker patterns on their armor. I'll probably do some decals too. I also still have to highlight and shade the metallics a little bit more to bring them up in quality a little bit. This knee pad needs some love, for sure. No, I think I'll be pretty close to being done after that. I'm feeling the freehand right now, so let's see. Well, I got like 15 minutes left of my stream. All right, I think I can at least start it. We'll see how much I can do. I did see a cool tip from someone who was doing checkers. They used a mat, they used some masking tape. To make sure that they got nice, like, straight rows. So we'll see if I can kind of replicate that. Seems like kind of a lot of work, actually. I'll just do my best. Let's see here. It's like the old saying goes, eyeball once, cut twice, right? There we go, a little bit of checkering there. I think I'm gonna add some, maybe on the top of the shoulder here. I got nothing too complicated, just a simple pattern on top to give it a little extra pizzazz. Maybe I can add it to one more area here. So do you follow the guides for the most part, or do you know them well enough to not use them? What do you mean by follow the guides? Do you mean like the box art for, like, you know, what colors go where, that kind of stuff? Yeah, the box art? It depends. I have done box art minis for a while, and I think the box art looks good. So especially for me, you know, while I was learning to paint, trying to replicate the box art was great. I enjoyed having a reference, and I still use the box art a lot, but I will start to deviate. For example, the Horus Heresy era Dark Angels are they have black armor instead of green armor, but you know, I like the color green, so I just decided to do green armor anyway. But a lot of times, if I don't know what color to paint something, I'll reference the box art and use that. Yeah, a lot of times I reference the box art before I come onto stream, so that I can, you know, I have a picture in my mind of how I want to paint stuff. But yeah, stuff like the wings on the chest, the plasma glow, the checkers aren't really from the box art. Same the heat burn on the exhaust pipes. That kind of stuff often isn't in the box art, so that's just me, you know, doing extra cool stuff because I like it. Because I'm having fun. Alright, I got a pretty good amount done today, including finishing the wings on the chest, the plasma glow, the heat burn, a little bit of checkering. So tomorrow will likely be focused on shading and highlighting the metallics, to get these metallic elements to a little bit of a higher standard, make them a little bit more interesting. And then I need to figure out what to do with this kneecap. Currently I have nothing. So I'm going to do a little bit of research, probably reference some box art since we were just talking about that. And then, yeah, so metallics, the kneecap, the center of the chest here. It's getting pretty close to being done. So we'll see if we'll see if I even paint this guy on Sunday. I might have to find a new model to paint for Sunday. We'll see. I might be done. Maybe I'll do the base. Anyway, I'm gonna end stream here unless anyone has any other questions. I can stick around for a little bit, answer a few more questions if people have them. Put a little bit more gloss varnish on these lenses. Oh, I also have to put on some decals. Do I have any around? No, not really. I'll have to find some good vehicle details or decals. Transfers. See you tomorrow. I'll let you know how everything went. Sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Other than that, I hope everyone has a nice rest of their night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.